Hey everyone, so you probably heard the recent news regarding Ledger, and that's probably how you found this video. I'm not going to get too into that. There goes my cat. I'm not going to get too much into that. Um, but I have 5 different options that are a good alternative for Ledger that I think you guys might like because I'm also looking for alternatives. So I've spent a lot of time trying to find them. And I have a bunch of information that I printed out on this paper about different wallets. So I'm going to show you some good options. Some are Bitcoin only and some support alts. And I'm going to get into the pros and cons on them and some features that stand out. So let's go ahead and get started. So option one is the Bitbox Zero 2. The Bitbox Zero 2 is fully open source hardware, meaning you can verify and view the firmware and software. And they also provide x-rays of the actual wallet on their website so you can see what's in it. This is really appealing to people who are concerned about security, especially with Ledger being able to pull your seed phrase off of your wallet. Because this goes over USB and you plug it in, but you kind of have to trust Ledger that they're not going to do that. But Ledger's not open source, so you can't even verify the code to check and make sure that they aren't doing that. Whereas in the Bitbox, you can actually view the code, see what it's doing beforehand, which is really nice. The Bitbox Zero 2 has a dual security chip and anti-tampering measures such as epoxy potting and a glue that permanently binds pins inside the Bitbox, making it impossible to open without breaking some of the pins. So it would be very noticeable if it was tampered with. You can back up your seed phrases on the Bitbox using a micro SD card. You plug it in, it has an encrypted backup um, in case you don't want to rely on paper, which is a really nice feature to have, I think. And it has a native desktop app and also an Android app. It uses USB-C, so you are unable to use it on Apple devices. But for the majority of people, I would probably guess that you guys are going to be using the desktop app. They have a Bitcoin only version, and they also have one that is the regular version that supports altcoins. Some of the coins that it supports on their list is Bitcoin, Litecoin, Cardano, Ethereum, Polygon, and more. They're adding more coin support, different blockchains and stuff in the future. You can sign up for updates if you want to know what they are adding. All right, so next up, option 2, we have the Ellipal Titan. The Ellipal Titan is an air-gapped wallet, meaning it doesn't have any USB connection, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or NFC, which is great from a security standpoint. It uses QR codes to sign transactions. Ellipal isn't fully open source, but its QR code software is. The wallet uses a smartphone app and is not available for a desktop app, which is kind of a bummer in my opinion. Personally, I'd much rather use a desktop app. I just feel more comfortable doing that. But for some people, that won't be a problem. It also supports a vast majority of altcoins, including Bitcoin. So here's like a little list of some of the coins it supports. It's tamper-proof. I believe it has a self-destruct mechanism built in if it is opened. It also has a 4-inch touchscreen, so it's pretty intuitive for most people who use a smartphone, which kind of makes sense why it would be conjoined with a smartphone for using it. It supports Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Polygon, Hedera, Cosmos, Algorand, Ripple, and many more. So it supports a lot of coins, which makes it a great option if you hold a lot of altcoins and you would like an air-gapped solution for that. And if you're okay using a smartphone instead of a computer. Okay, number 3 on the list is the Coldcard MK4, which is made by CoinKite in Canada. I actually have the MK3 here, and I really like this. This is going to be a Bitcoin-only wallet. It has verifiable source code. It's not fully open source, but it has a dual secure element chip coated in epoxy. It can be used connected to a computer or a smartphone using NFC or USB for virtual drive if you're using it on a phone. But so you can pretty much use it like a ledger if you'd like. But it does give you a fully air-gapped solution, so you don't have to do any of that. You can disable all that. It signs transactions offline if you're using it fully air-gapped using PSBT or partially signed Bitcoin transactions that you can then upload to the blockchain using several different wallets such as Electrum. It features a duress pin where you can have a separate wallet in case you're being threatened to give up your money, and you can store a small amount of Bitcoin in there separate from your regular wallet address. It has a numeric keypad and a micro SD card slot to keep your PSBT files, and you can also use this slot to perform backups and firmware upgrades. So this is actually a really great wallet if you want to do Bitcoin only. Personally, I would recommend this wallet, but if you do have altcoins, you are going to need something else in conjunction with that. All right, so next up, we have the Foundation Passport. This is another Bitcoin only wallet that is fully air gapped. It also uses QR codes and SD cards for PSBT transactions. It's fully open source and assembled in the USA. And it features a camera for scanning QR codes, a removable, replaceable battery, and a color IPS display. And I think this thing looks really, really nice. I do enjoy the way it looks. This option is extremely similar to the Coldcard, but the difference is the camera, the display being colored, and the fact that it is fully open source. It allows micro SD card backups for your seed phrase using encrypted files. This is also probably the most expensive one on the list, starting at $200, and they do have a 4 to 6 week wait time, so it is kind of tough to get. But this is a great solution if you're only holding Bitcoin and you want something with the highest security possible. And if you're also looking for fully open source code, firmware, and all that good stuff, as well as having the ease of use of a camera. And lastly, we have option 5, which is the Trezor. So the Trezor actually can do the same thing that the Ledger can, where you can actually upload your seed phrase to the internet. The difference being is that the Trezor is open source, unlike the Ledger. If you want great alt support and the convenience factor that the Ledger had, then this would be a great option for you since you can actually see what's going on behind the scenes on the wallet. There are multiple models to choose from, and the coins supported are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Cardano, Cosmos, and even Monero. Although with Monero, I feel safer having it on an actual wallet from the Monero website, like the Monero GUI wallet. I'm currently in the process of moving all my stuff off to a different Monero wallet just because I had mine synced with my Ledger. I made a video on how to set up a Monero wallet that I will link in the description down below if you want to check that out. I just wouldn't recommend the Ledger option at this point in time. While Trezor does have some shortcomings and drama in the company, they do make a solid wallet and have desktop software that is easy to use, and it is by far the most budget friendly, starting around $70, and they do have sales that pop up occasionally. I think right now it's going for $59 or something like that, which is a pretty good deal. So that's my short list on hardware wallets. I know there's not like a whole lot of options right now that support the majority of coins and are easy to use setup. I tried to keep a lot of open source options in here. If you have anything else that you guys would suggest down below in the comment section, that'd be great because I know a lot of people, including myself, are looking out for other options. With that being said, though, a few honorable mentions I want to throw out there is DIY wallets. These ones are usually Bitcoin only, but I know there's projects out there that are fully open source, such as the Blockstream Jade, and also a seed signer, which you can make with Raspberry Pi. Those are really tough to get right now, unfortunately, though, so it's not like the most solid option, but it is an option out there if you want to do something like that. But with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and just make sure to leave a like and comment down below and consider subscribing, and I will see you all in the next video.